Come in for special values.
Come on in. It's my treat.
Sit, Rusty. I keep telling you good folks, at Meineke, you'll always get a high-quality muffler at a great price.
Sit, Rusty.
You'll listen to the champ when I say...
At Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee you.
America as a peace table, a Middle East agreement at the White House Thursday. An NBC News exclusive. A government agency buys billions in spy satellites it probably will never need. In Los Angeles, the countdown is on to the closing arguments in the Simpson trial. NBC News in depth, the trial's terrible cost in dollars and emotions. And on Health Watch tonight, a new sleep aid gets rave reviews, but urgent warnings from scientists.
From NBC News, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. Reporting tonight from Los Angeles.
Good evening from Los Angeles, where there is at once a sense of exhaustion and anticipation, knowing that tomorrow closing arguments will begin in the O.J. Simpson trial. There were developments on that front today. We'll get to them on NBC News in depth tonight, but we begin with a promise of peace in two of the most troubled places on earth, Bosnia and the Middle East. The United States, after all, has a major role in each, and Thursday, President Clinton will preside at White House ceremonies on the Middle East agreement. The PLO's Yasser Arafat and Israeli Prime Minister Rabin at his side. However, as NBC's Martin Fletcher tells us from Israel tonight, Jews and Arabs alike are protesting the terms.
Yasser Arafat flew straight to Cairo and then Amman today, seeking support for his deal with Israel, which some Arab states are calling a sellout and others a courageous breakthrough. After a year of torturous negotiations and a last frenetic week of marathon all-night negotiating sessions, Yasser Arafat and Israel's Foreign Minister Shimon Peres finally initialed the deal yesterday, but only after being nursed over the final hurdles by U.S. mediator Dennis Ross from his home in Bethesda, Maryland. After Yasser Arafat stormed out of the talks, Ross stayed on the phone till dawn to Israelis and Palestinians to get the two sides finally to agree, as the Israeli Foreign Minister said, to make history. The deal, which is still only an interim arrangement. Redeployment. Over the next 6 months, Israeli troops will pull out of 6 West Bank cities, leaving Arafat in control of 30% of the West Bank. Police. 12,000 Palestinian police will move in, but won't be able to arrest Jewish settlers. In Hebron, the only Arab town where Jewish settlers live amongst the Arabs, Israel and the Palestinians will share control. The 450 Jewish settlers here promise that come what may, they'll never leave.
I know that we're going to have a fight here to stay here.
Palestinians in Hebron immediately took to the streets today, furious that the deal allows the settlers to stay, even temporarily. And the settlers warned they'll protest the deal too Thursday when the deal is signed in Washington. Israel and the Palestinians have a deal, but the hard stuff is still to come. Only next year will they begin to talk about Jerusalem and the future of the Jewish settlers in the West Bank and Gaza. Martin Fletcher, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
Other U.S. diplomats were working overtime over the weekend as well, persuading the Bosnian government not to boycott tomorrow's peace talks at the UN. The Bosnians were protesting the terms were loaded in favor of the Serbs, but now they have agreed to show up at the talks. And while the State Department was getting high marks for its diplomacy, a growing political and financial scandal for the U.S. intelligence community. The new scandal involves the National Reconnaissance Office, the NRO, the super-secret agency overseeing America's spy satellites. From the Pentagon tonight, here's NBC's Ed Rabel.
The first scandal. Last year, the National Reconnaissance Office spends $347 million to complete this big, luxurious headquarters. Now, a second scandal this weekend, $1 billion in unspent appropriations being salted away without congressional approval. And just today, NBC News learned from intelligence sources that the National Reconnaissance Office, the NRO, may have overordered $10 to $15 billion in spy satellites and rockets, including advanced KH-11 imaging satellites, lacrosse radar imaging satellites which see through heavy clouds, and eavesdropping satellites to pick up conversations even from walkie-talkies. What is more, because they're not needed right away, they're being stored at places like this Lockheed facility in Sunnyvale, California, for a day, perhaps years from now, when they may be launched.
Or
stored in very expensive clean rooms, and it's undoubtedly costing thousands of dollars a day to store each of them.
NRO did launch one recently, this billion-dollar spy satellite called Jumpseat, launched despite criticism that it is a Cold War relic. So why were so many built? Critics call it pure pork for defense contractors. No one knows for sure how much NRO spends on things like rockets because its budget is classified.
We put together a thorough review and determined that none of these funds had been misspent.
Maybe. And why haven't congressional oversight committees corrected this problem already? What it comes down to, as one source put it, is this. Instead of overseeing the NRO, Congress has been overlooking what the spy agency's been doing. Ed Rabel, NBC News, the Pentagon.
When NBC Nightly News continues, politics and a surprise announcement expected from Ross Perot. Is he ready to back his third party on the ballot again? And NBC News in depth tonight, the cost of the Simpson trial measured in dollars, frustration, and anger.
About saying that, I feel shame of the LAPD because they need to fire him.
What are they supposed to do?
The lasting effects in Los Angeles.
There's an exciting new world out there, and one company is helping you put it all within your reach.
Now's a great time to be alive. The world is moving to a brilliant sun. Now is a great time for man, woman, child. I tell you, children, I tell you something. Listen, people, I tell you something. My human family, I tell you truth. It's all within your reach.
That's your true choice. AT&T.
It's the Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl. Choose your favorite pasta from our special menu, then manja. Enjoy as many free refills as you want with free soup or salad and breadsticks. The never-ending pasta bowl, just $6.95 for a short time at the Olive Garden.
It's a great time to be silver because you're over 50 and you haven't lost your edge. Now there's a Centrum made just for you. Centrum Silver for your changing nutritional needs. Centrum Silver. It's a great time to be silver.
I was really downing those tablets. Started to think there was something really wrong with my stomach. Was I relieved when my doctor said I just needed a stronger antacid tablet.
New Mylanta tablets are strong medicine, made stronger than Tums, stronger than any other antacid tablet, and now made with calcium.
Unbelievable.
Mylanta tablets, made stronger, made with calcium.
My doctor said Mylanta.
Political news tonight. A surprise announcement is expected from Ross Perot this evening. He reportedly has decided to back his followers in forming a third party in California, a move that could quickly spread to other states. What does all this mean? Standing by in Washington, our bureau chief, Tim Russert, also moderator of Meet the Press. Tim, is he just preserving options here? Do you think he'll run, or does he have his eye on Colin Powell?
Tom, maximum flexibility and leverage. By forming a third party, Ross Perot is saying to Congress, you better enact the reforms that I've put forward in terms of lobbying and campaign finance, or I'll run a slate of candidates against all the congressional candidates. Secondly, Colin Powell, be advised, Ross Perot and United We Stand are alive and well. We are an independent force as well. And Tom, next year, be it Bill Bradley, Sam Nunn, Colin Powell, Ross Perot, there could be a ballot line available to any independent that Ross Perot decided he would support.
But wouldn't it be an unlikely option for Colin Powell? He could not be seen as Ross Perot's man, after all.
Absolutely. But if Colin Powell's the Republican nominee and Bill Clinton's the Democrat, there's always that third line option for Ross Perot to run himself or go with somebody else if Powell and Clinton don't adopt some of his policies.
All right. Thanks very much. Tim Russert tonight in Washington. We'll wait to see where all this goes. Time now for what is going to become our nightly Medicare update. Here's where we stand tonight. The Senate Finance Committee starts debating details of its reform plan tomorrow. The House Ways and Means Committee will do the same later in the week. The two plans would slow payments to doctors and hospitals, raise premiums for individuals, and encourage the use of managed care and HMOs, but there is still a good deal more to go on all of this. When we come back, NBC News in depth tonight. The Simpson trial. What price justice? The bills are coming due. And wait until you hear the final tab.
Every person who tests.
Identify yourself. Do you go for the gusto? Go out on a limb? Go full speed ahead? Go where no man has gone before? Or are you a cornflake eater? Guess not. You go for the adrenaline-pumping, milk-defying taste of Wheaties, made with wall-to-wall, indoor, outdoor, toasty, tasty, 100% whole wheat. A whole mouthful of flavor. It's the whole Megillah. So for taste that goes all out, go for the over-the-top taste of whole wheat Wheaties.
Now the commemorative Cal Ripken Jr. box.
Pam, look. Phillips has gel caps. Gentle overnight relief in a little gel cap. This is just the thing for your constipation, honey.
Even has a stool softener, huh, Brenda?
Phillips has gel caps.
Hey, man.
Hey, I'm making some grilled cheese sandwiches. You want one?
Sure. Dear Alfred.
Alfred?
Here are a couple things to make living on your own a little easier. Love, Mom.
Cool. Yikes.
Hey, check this out.
Nothing turns a sandwich into a satisfying meal like rich, wholesome Campbell's tomato soup. So you know your family's eating right, even when you can't be there to cook for them.
There's nothing like a home-cooked meal.
You said it, Alfred.
Raymond, you look constipated.
Here we go.
You should take Phillips Milk of Magnesia.
Says who?
For gentle overnight relief, doctors say they'd take Phillips Milk of Magnesia most. Raymond.
Told you.
Phillips. Doctors know best.
NBC News in depth tonight from here in Los Angeles, where the O.J. Simpson trial finally is heading into the home stretch. No court today because of the Jewish New Year, but Judge Ito is eager to get this case to the jury. Today, he canceled his 4-day holiday, which was to begin Friday, and dramatically expanded the court schedule for closing arguments that begin tomorrow with 3 11-hour days beginning at 9 and ending at 8 p.m. Pacific. Friday session will run from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific. So as we come to the end of this year-long ordeal, this question: how much has all this cost in real dollars? The short answer, a fortune. NBC's Fred Francis has this in-depth report.
How much longer? All right. This crowd hold.
By the time it's finished, the trial of an American sports hero will cost the county of Los Angeles more than $10 million. This for a county that needed a federal bailout for its health care just last Friday.
It has cost more than we can afford in these difficult fiscal times.
$2.8 million alone to keep O.J. Simpson apart from other prisoners and the jury sequestered.
With $2.8 million over this past year, you know, you're talking about close to 40 deputy sheriffs who are not there.
$4 million for Marcia Clark and her team of 40, yes, 40 lawyers and staff. To run Judge Ito's court, another $1.9 million, which includes court reporting at $327 an hour.
It's a blockbuster. It's very important.
As for the defense, all the blustering and pronouncements of blockbuster witnesses has given new meaning to the term, the best defense money can buy.
Under the Sixth Amendment, the rich and the poor have a right to a defense. It's just the rich get a better defense.
Simpson's team of 16 trial attorneys are just the ones you see. 466 days after his arrest, the estimates of his legal tab range from $4 to $7 million. Example, lawyers of Barry Scheck's caliber command $500 an hour. Example, DNA expert Kerry Mullis didn't even testify. His bill, $30,000. Example, the entire Laura Hart McKinney testimony with extra lawyers and travel and private eyes and 4 weeks lodging cost the defense close to $60,000. And it cost the witnesses money, too. McKinney ran up almost $50,000 in legal bills trying to keep her tapes of Mark Furman's racist diatribes private. And those legal bills are clues to understanding the economy underlying this trial. The golden fees paid to 140 attorneys who've gotten a sparkling piece of the action.
It's been an explosion, a full employment bill for Los Angeles attorneys.
To many, especially public officials whose budgets have been squeezed, the trial of the century has been more about money than justice.
The jurors, the attorneys, the judge, everybody involved have some really difficult decisions to make. Should they write a book or a screenplay, you know?
Or what is not so funny, having spent $10 million, should everyone get ready for a second trial, which most legal experts predict. Fred Francis, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Continuing NBC News in depth on the final phase of the Simpson trial tonight, what this ordeal has done to this city, its people, its institutions, to one degree or another, almost everyone has been affected. When technicians installed a robot camera in Judge Ito's courtroom almost a year ago, no one could have guessed that it would become a kind of microscope, examining close up the fault lines of Los Angeles and its major institutions.
I assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
Not surprisingly, everyone sees those images through their own prism.
How does that make you feel when you see a policeman in front of everybody get up in court? How does that make you feel? What do you think about a policeman like Mark Furman?
Markham Middle School in South Central Los Angeles, teacher Gary Miles and 8th graders.
When he said, we need to get all those bleep niggers, how does that make you feel as a student and as a person who has to live in Los Angeles?
I feel like killing him because that's racist on a black nation because he don't have no business about saying that. I feel shame of the LAPD.
For many, Furman's role was a trial within a trial, a diversion from the murder charges against O.J. Simpson. The LAPD is now on trial again.
Furman, number one, was talking out of his hat. I mean, this guy, most of what he says, and this is my personal opinion, is baloney. I mean, his racial slurs and stuff like that, that's Furman talking. That's not the Los Angeles Police Department talking. I can guarantee you that.
It's not only the LAPD that's been forced on the defensive. Gerald Chaliff is past president of the Los Angeles County Bar Association.
It's real hard at times to tell which profession has performed worse, either the legal profession or the journalism profession.
Chaliff worries that many people will see the Simpson trial as representative of the legal system, and that will force major changes in criminal justice.
I predict that it will be less rights for defendants, less rights for the defense lawyers. There'll be a move to make it easier to convict people.
In fact, the proceedings in the Simpson trial there in the criminal courts building could affect future California trials. The state legislature is considering 2 bills that would allow verdicts without unanimous votes. And the California Supreme Court recently voted to restrict lawyers' statements to the news media. And back to that camera in the courtroom. How much can it be blamed for the excesses and failings of the lawyers and the judge?
I think you see now judges all over the country saying, I don't want the circus of the Simpson case. Cameras are not allowed in my courtroom.
At Markham Junior High, teacher Tom McLeod sees the camera another way.
What the O.J. trial has done for them, it's opened up the process to them. It's given them some access to it.
Tomorrow, that camera will be switched on again for the long, emotional closing arguments, eventually for the verdict. Then, the courtroom camera will go dark, and Los Angeles will have to decide for itself the image it wants to send around the world. In recent years, the city has been through a major earthquake, killer brush fires, gang wars, the Rodney King riots, and now it braces for the end of the Simpson trial. That's a lifetime of stress in less than 4 years. When we come back, scientific worries about a new and popular sleeping pill.
No, I have no idea how the melatonin is made, and that's not right.
What you need to know about the cure sweeping the country.
As sure as the sun will rise across America, the families that travel will have one common need: to be safe. So it's no surprise that America's favorite full-size car has also been honored for safety. That's according to Prevention Magazine, which gave LeSabre the Safe Car Achievement Award in the full-size category. Buick LeSabre, the American family car.
She said, while you're out, pick up some Correctol. But that one was cheaper.
How was he to know? For 40 years, women have trusted Correctol for gentle, overnight relief.
Well, I got the right kind of motor oil.
That he knows. Correctol, the one more women trust.
At last, satellite television has come down to Earth. With PrimeStar. PrimeStar offers you a wealth of family entertainment, pro and college sports, the latest hit movies, all with digital quality picture and sound. Best of all, you don't have to buy the dish. PrimeStar is a service, so you get great programming, the use of all equipment, even maintenance, all starting at about $1 a day. All you have to do is call 1-800-PRIME-STAR.
more relief than the regular strength of Bayer or Tylenol. Anacin, when you really got a headache.
A heated argument. She said she wanted to die. He gave her a loaded gun. Is he to blame for her death? The surprising verdict. Dateline NBC Tuesday.
Do you have trouble sleeping? Well, it's one of America's most common complaints, but millions now swear they've found relief. A miracle hormone so safe you can buy it in a supermarket. But scientists are starting to worry. NBC's Robert Bazell, his regular Monday Health Watch.
It is one of the hottest products on the shelves of health food stores, drugstores, and supermarkets. A synthetic version of a hormone called melatonin. Millions of people take it to sleep. Airline crews and travelers often use it to fight jet lag. Like almost half of all Americans, Ruth and George Hayes have trouble sleeping.
With melatonin, we don't have any side effects or grogginess in the morning when we wake up, as some sleeping pills will do.
The current trend began with studies in this sleep research facility at MIT and other labs. They show that melatonin, which is secreted by a part of the brain called the pineal gland, is at high levels in the body before we fall asleep and low levels when we wake up. The research also showed that melatonin is lower in older people who often have trouble sleeping, and that melatonin pills can help induce sleep.
Well, there's no question that melatonin plays a role in sleep. Many scientists are worried about possible harmful side effects to the people who are buying the product from health food and other stores.
For example, the scientist who carried out the first study says most people medicating themselves are taking doses that are far too high.
I'm really scared that someone's going to take these chronic doses of melatonin, high doses, for a long time, and have all kinds of disturbances in their other biologic rhythms, maybe drive into a telegraph pole.
Another fear, melatonin is sold not as a drug, but as a food supplement like vitamins. A law recently passed by Congress restricts the Food and Drug Administration's ability to regulate food supplements. While there have been no reports of adverse reactions from melatonin, 6 years ago, a manufacturer accidentally contaminated another food supplement used for sleep, L-tryptophan, with an unknown toxin. 45 people were killed and hundreds were disabled in this country alone.
I have no idea how the melatonin is made, and that's not right. This is not politically correct. You're not supposed to say the FDA should do anything in 1995, but we really need them in this particular case to affirm the purity of what people take.
Robert Cheatham also uses melatonin.
A gentle suggestion that sleep is, say, oh, I think it's time to sleep.
Researchers say melatonin may well turn out to be the best sleeping pill ever. But they say we need more studies of its long-term effects and better guarantees that the pills people take are free of contamination. Robert Bazell, NBC News, Boston.
On the other side of the world, a natural spectacular today, the Mount Ruapehu volcano in New Zealand. The explosions were blasting out rocks as big as cars. Spectacular pictures, no injuries. A passing to note, civil rights activist and author Bessie Delaney has died at the age of 104. With her sister Sarah, she found fame after age 100 when they wrote Having Our Say, the Delaney sisters' first 100 years. Now it's a Broadway play. When NBC Nightly News continues, why it's suddenly very cool to light up that heater.
Powerful pain relief and so much more. That's the power of Bayer.
Last week we thought we had a 24-hour bug.
But we may have had a mild case of salmonella poisoning.
They came from bacteria, which was spread around our kitchen to other foods.
Now we use Lysol antibacterial kitchen cleaner. As it cleans, it kills the bacteria and keeps them from spreading.
Which may help keep us from getting sick. Get Lysol antibacterial kitchen cleaner.
Lysol spray use number 61, the busiest changing room at the mall. Lysol disinfectant spray. There's nothing this can can't do.
Something wonderful is here to tempt you at breakfast. Kellogg's Honey Roasted Pecan Temptation Cereal. Roasted pecans, luscious golden honey, crisp, crunchy oven-baked flakes of corn. Kellogg's Temptation Cereal. Irresistibly delicious honey roasted pecans. And low-fat French vanilla almond too.
There's so much new going on at Red Lobster. Now you'll find 15 dinners under $10 every day. Come in and try something delicious.
Right now, you can enjoy our new Ultimate Trio for just $8.99. Luscious lobster and shrimp scampi served over pasta. Mahi-mahi grilled to perfection. And golden fried shrimp, too.
It's so good.
Our new Ultimate Trio, just $8.99 for a short time. So hurry to Red Lobster.
With 15 dinners under $10, why eat at home?
Tomorrow on Today, a preview of closing arguments at the Simpson trial as attorneys on both sides get set to make their case. So join us tomorrow and see what a difference today makes.
We can be a country of such contradictions. Just when the anti-smoking crusades are reaching fever pitch in the land, what's making a big comeback? The president's smoke of choice, the cigar. NBC's Kenley Jones in what may be the heater capital of America.
That renowned tobacco fancier, Sir Walter Raleigh, would love what they're doing at the Miami Beach hotel that bears his name. The restaurant provides a menu of fine cigars for smokers. Prices range from $3 to $17 each. The menu was Chef Mark Lipman's idea.
I love food and I smoke cigars, so it was the natural progression for my cigar menu.
Once a month, Lipman prepares a cigar smoker's dinner. The price is $95 per person, featuring gourmet food and wines, and of course, fine cigars.
It's a delight to be someplace where you can light a cigar and not be ostracized.
Women are lighting up too.
I love the taste. Love the taste of a good cigar.
What is happening here is happening all over the country. At a time when smoking is under attack, premium handmade cigars have become fashionable, touted by movie stars and models in slick magazines, and sold in upscale boutiques like Havana Ray's in Coconut Grove.
Thank you. I think the age group that is now smoking is the baby boomers who have now entered their affluent years, if you will.
Nowhere is this renaissance of the cigar more welcome than in Miami's Little Havana, where Cuban exiles turn leaves of tobacco into works of art. At El Credito Cigar Company, home of the highly rated La Gloria Cubana brand, owner Ernesto Perez Carrillo is struggling to keep up with demand.
If we took all the orders that come in, I'd say close to 1 million cigars on back order.
Last year, the number of cigars sold in this country went up for the first time since 1970, 2.3 billion. This year promises to be even better for an industry that is trying hard to go up in smoke. Kenley Jones, NBC News, Miami.
That's Nightly News for Monday. I'm Tom Brokaw. I'll be in downtown Los Angeles tomorrow for the opening of the closing act in the Simpson trial, the closing arguments. Stay tuned to your NBC station for comprehensive coverage.